No bad language, absolutely. Just like you would use it in school or at home. Can't hear you. You need a loud voice in here. Be nice to everyone. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Sure, that's just the golden rule, isn't it? Anybody have another one that wasn't mentioned? Can you use a loud voice? I know you can. Follow values. Great. One more. Keep your avatar looking appropriately. To boil it down to one simple sentence, the same rules that apply at Suffern Middle School. Say it together.
Apply in second life.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to sit at a computer, but do not log in. Put your hands in your lap. We're going to have a few minutes of instruction. I'm going to just give you a little bit of pre-instruction. I'm going to model something for you, and then you're going to create your accounts. They have their accounts?
I have them.
Oh, you didn't give them to them?
Shall I walk around on post-it while...
Yeah, please. That's going to take a little while.
Oh.
Okay. So sit down in a mat. Do not log in.
You're OP on that.
Don't log in. Okay, now, a little bit of rules for the library. When we're working in Second Life, you're not logging in, so your hands should be in your lap, my friends. Sure, nice manners, thank you. You need to understand that I'm not a librarian. I believe that we need sometimes good learning is very noisy and chaotic. What my goal for you will be is that once you are really comfortable in the virtual world, you will only communicate in the virtual world. This library will be as quiet, you will be able to hear a pin drop. This is what you'll hear. We should be chatting a storm. I am in the storm. But for now, you need to understand that when I call you to attention, everybody needs to do a little process for it. When I ask for your attention, your hands come off the keyboard into your lap, and you push your chair back gently from the computer. Let's practice that. Can I have your attention? Here's perfect. Now that's really hard to do if you're in the middle of doing something really cool on the computer. But I promise to you, my pledge to you, is I will talk as little as possible and get you into the virtual world for as long a time as possible. Okay, while Miss Furling is walking around giving you your account names, I'm going to give you a little basic information. Andy, would you mind getting the lights, please? All right, so right now your hand should be in your lap and you should be watching the screen. It's really nice that I can speak at this level and be heard by everyone because I have your good attention and your good manners and your respect, and I will respect you in turn for that. Whenever we're working in Second Life, my friends, our login is not going to be our usual login. You will not be using your name and your student ID. You will be logging in instead with iMovie. iMovie will be your username. iMovie will be your password. What that does is it brings you onto the local machine. You will not be able to access the network. But it will guarantee that Second Life will run a lot more quickly and smoothly. Okay, iMovie, I-M-O-V-I-E. Okay, do it again, iMovie, spell it.
I-M-O-V-I-E.
Thank you. All right, so what I want you to do now, hands in your lap. It's a hard thing when you're sitting in front of a computer. I know, it's really hard for me. I'm just going to show you while Ms. Furling is distributing your logins. Please look at the bottom dock. For those of you who are unfamiliar with a Mac, this is called the dock. It's kind of like the start bar on a PC. And the Second Life icon is the green hand. Stand up if you can't see, that's fine. This is green hand. You know what? Let me move the dock to the side. It's this green hand right here. That is the software that will bring us into our virtual world. Okay? Now, I'm going to demonstrate a student login for you. All right? So you see what it's going to look like for you. So I launched Second Life. And I'll get my login screen. And my login screen, I already have my first name and my last name. What's everybody's last name? Suffern, right. And your password is all Mounties and a number. There's no space between the word Mounties and the number. I want you to memorize your passwords, and I want you to put that Post-it note in a very safe place. You must guard your passwords. Because if someone wanted to create a little mischief and logged in as you don't want to be held responsible for anyone else's misbehavior, although we don't anticipate any misbehavior. All right, so I'm going to show you now what it looks like when you first log into Second Life. Now, I've logged in with this account before, so I'm not going to get a couple of the questions that you will be getting. The first question will ask you if you want to play streaming media. That just means if there's music playing, do you want to be able to hear it? So what are you going to say? You don't want to hear music?
Yes.
I do. Yeah. So you're going to say yes. The second question will be, do you choose to be male or female? And you do not have to apply your real life preferences to your virtual world. It's strictly up to you. The last thing I want to remind you about today is that it's going to be your first inclination. You're going to naturally want to meet other avatars and tell them who you are in real life. Hey, who are you? Hey, who are you? And if you want to do that, that's fine. My recommendation is you wait. Because you may discover, after you participate in the virtual world a little bit, that it's kind of interesting to be anonymous. Now, Miss Erling will know who you are, and I'll know who you are. But you may choose to disclose your real life identity, and if you do choose to, that's fine. Or you may choose not to. But if you choose not to, you're polite. And you say, I'm not telling, LOL. Okay? Just treat people the way you want to be treated. Remember to just assume that anything you write is being read by a teacher. Okay? So let's look at what your screen's going to look like. When you log in, you'll be at the launch pad. And all I'm going to ask is that you walk a little bit away so that we don't all land on top of each other. And you may look like a white glowing orb if there's a lot of accounts logging at the same time. So I'm using my arrow keys on the keyboard and I'm just walking a short distance away. Okay, now you will have up automatically this tutorial. It's a 9-step tutorial. And it tells you exactly how to function in the virtual world. The first one is how to move, so it shows you the arrow keys. The second one will be about how to fly, and it tells you to use your fly button. It also works with your page up, page down key. The third one will be how to change your view. An Alt key on a Mac, look down at your keyboard, is the Option key. So with the Option key held down, you'll notice that my view changes, and that's how I can pull in and look at my own avatar. Well, this avatar is the default. That's what all the male avatars will look like until you adjust them. Which brings us to our next step, which is to talk to a nearby avatar. You click the chat button right down here, and the chat window opens up, and you can talk. And that will show in your chat window down here. Now, this will kind of disappear in a few minutes unless you click on local chat, and then the chat will stay up in your box. If you don't like that on your screen, you can change the size of the box, or you can close it and just rely on the instant chat. That disappears in a few minutes. Watch and see it fade. Give it a second, give it a second, give it a second, give it a second, give it a second. Well, it will fade. I don't want to take up our valuable time with that. But eventually the text fades out. See, there it goes. Okay, your next step in the little tutorial would be how to add someone to a friends list. So if I'm standing next to another avatar, I can use that right click. Which one is a right click on a Mac? It's the Apple key and click. And that gives you a pie chart, and you can say, when you click on someone else, you can say add friend. I'm going through this tutorial very quickly because this is what you're going to be doing today. To see items in your inventory is in the lower right-hand side, and when you click on it, you have My Inventory and Library. If you have time today, I want you to investigate what's in the library. Please look at the avatar.